It's been a while since I recorded a video. My name is Chance. Uh, Let me start off by talking about the dosage that I'm on now. I am on 6.5 milligrams of diazepam daily, once a day. Uh, if this is the first video you're seeing, when you type in benzodiazepine withdrawal, basically I started this journey of mine into recovery from benzodiazepine withdrawal and dependency in about November of 2018. It's been about 7 months, and I've been it was reinstated safely on diazepam back in January, at the end of January. So I thought I would just drop in and post a video to the people who've been asking questions about how I'm doing, and I wanted to provide some hope because if you go back and you see this channel and you look at any of my other videos, you'll automatically know, like, all right, this guy's in the shit. He gets it. He understands. And not that that's a prerequisite for watching this one. I just wanted to give some quick updates about what's going on with me and how things are going as far as the benzos and how it's affecting life in general. So first things first, I am back to work full time. Now, when I was cold turkey and when I was really sick and when, again, there was an issue I had mentioned about my health that I'll get into a little later that was directly affecting my tapering and recovery, it was hard for me to do anything, let alone go to work. But eventually, I was able to stabilize. The problem slowly I don't want to say took care of itself, but it lessened the severity, the dizziness and stuff. And I was able to slowly work my way back into the workforce. Uh, Quite literally worked my way back in. So I'll tell you what I've been doing. So for about a month, I think 24 days, I started taking 7.5 milligrams and started a water titration. Now, water titration for a lot of people is overwhelming, or it's confusing, or it's scary. And for me, somebody who I think I'm not good at math, I immediately thought it was a frustrating thing. The first time I ever tried to stop taking benzos, which was or Valium in particular, diazepam, was about 5, maybe even 6 years ago. And I tried to do a water taper, and it was just so overwhelming, and I had no reason to really want to really get off of them that much. Back then, it was more of a private decision I wanted to make. That was just like, I don't want to be dependent on these pills. Now it was more of, obviously, out of necessity. I didn't want this the same situation I was in where I couldn't get to a doctor or find a doctor that didn't want to help me get off of them or anything, or would just want to prescribe them at all. So it was hard. It was hard when I tried it back then, and I was less determined for sure. So give it to you straight. I'm taking 150 milliliters of water, so that and you drop your full dose in, and then you cut that into each day. So, and you hold as needed. So I was cutting 1 milliliter a day. So take 150 milliliters of water, drop in the starting dose. So let's say you're on 5 milligrams of Valium, or which is preferred. Most people and most doctors and the action manual tell you should taper from that the most because it has the longest half-life. Take that, put it in the water, mix it up, let it dissolve. It takes about 10-15 minutes. And then you take, actually I have one right here. Boom, I have my whole set. You take syringe. I wouldn't say yes. Obviously, it doesn't have a hypodermic needle on it. And you take out 1 milliliter. And then on the second day, you take out 2. And obviously, you can do 300 milliliters of water, which is double the time. And that's better if you're a little worried about how it'll affect you. But for me, personally, I wanted to at least start at that higher dose than I'm at. And around 5 milligrams, maybe I'll slow it down. So what I would do is I would take that, measure out the 150 milliliters, boom, every day, drop it in water. This is a quick, just showing you what I'm doing. I'm sure there's plenty of tutorials because I've seen them. A close friend of mine, she sent this to me. I don't know if she wants her name disclosed on here, but if she does, I'll put it in the description. But thank you for her. She's awesome. She's been great. Again, just to make it a point, again, that I always say the community is important in this, and positive community. Pessimism and horror stories, they're not going to help anything. This is a band. I mean, pessimist. It's funny that I'm wearing their shirt when I said that. But so I would do that, and each day, anyway, I take out my dose, and you stop when you need to, and you continue. And eventually, you would get down, obviously, to 1 milliliter, and before you know it, you're done. And it's supposed to make the process very, very, not very, but much smoother than obviously breaking pills or doing huge jumps. And I think my last video was me saying that I cut from 10 milligrams to 7.5, and it was rough, but it still was much better than cold turkeying or switching between benzos nonstop. So right now I'm at 6.5, and I had to stop the other day, which was, let's see, this is my little chart here, and every day I write down, how much I'm putting into just to help, keep a uniform sense of how things are going on. I write down 7.5 milligrams, blah, blah, blah. I write down how much I removed. But I've been holding for the last 3 days because, again, the same health issue, which is with a nerve in my neck, a balance disorder that I've been dealing with since I was really, really little. I was like 9 or 10 years old when it first started happening. And coincidentally enough, the way that it's addressed is usually with benzodiazepine, Valium in particular, or meclizine, which is I know it's for seasickness, but it was just a coincidence. And the nerves in my neck and my balance was exasperated so badly that at work I experienced a severe episode of vertigo where my body tensed up so badly that it was giving me the signals that everything was fucking spinning and falling, and that it was very sudden, but it was over as quickly as it started. And unfortunately, that's a problem for me. Now, the reason that I'm excited to talk about this shit today and let you guys know that everything's okay is because that is a very, very, very specific thing to me in this situation. And that besides that, my withdrawals have been minimal. Now, I've had some dizziness unrelated to that, just like general lightheadedness. My predisposition to derealization and depersonalization has sucked, but I've been able to distract myself. See, it was almost nearly impossible, it felt, to distract myself back when it was at its worst. But I did it, and I survived, and here I am telling you that it's okay. And my journey on this medicine started at 40 milligrams, and I'm down to 6.5. And I only stopped because I would be down to, I want to say, maybe 6.3 already after 3 days, or 6 point. It only stopped because of a pre-existing medical condition that directly correlates with this medicine. Point being, you guys have hope, and everybody. It's frustrating to know that we have this problem, obviously, and then we also have our lives. So if you got kids, if you got family, you got a boyfriend or girlfriend, if you play in a band, if you write music, if you do anything, obviously, at all, is the example I'm trying to make. And if any of those things contribute to your stress, which a lot of them do, you have to, medical problems, of course, obviously, as well, you have to deal with them with the taper. And I will preach these things as much as I'm sure I have in other videos, because I do forget. This stuff does that to you. Have patience with yourself. Keep that sense of community I was talking about, and distract. Distractions have become so good now and so efficient that they're less of distractions and more of lifesavers. It's just like, man, now I'm playing video games again. I'm learning things about myself and life and keeping things positive. Everything I'm doing is to advance myself. I'm not looking at this time of tapering as downtime, because it's not. Every day, even during this hold, I'm down to 6.5. I was never on. What I remember most about my life is the diazepam. And it's really fucked up to say that because it takes your memories away. But what I remember the most are good things and Valium. And I'm not saying they associate. I'm saying that because it's all I've ever done. It's always been in my life. It's always been something that's kind of just egged at me, just kind of clawed at me a little bit every day. Hey, I need you, And every day is a victory with this stuff. Every day, every time if you go down even, I think the dosage that I'm going down every day is 0.05. It adds up, and it starts to catch up with you. And when you feel that withdrawal, you got to remember, this is healing. This is part of the progress. I'm moving forward. I picked up a guitar. I'm learning. I've been playing the riffs and stuff that I'm writing now, and the fact that I'm even standing and playing an instrument and enjoying it, and going out and talking about it with other people, and doing anything outside of suffering is a miracle. It's nothing short. If you're a person of faith and religion, look to your God, look to your gods, look to your goddesses, look to your idol, look to whatever it is that you do. And if you're not, make one for yourself. That's fine. It's just, it's important to not let tapering be like a defining thing for you. It's respect it. Respect it as something that's happening, and that it sucks, and that it does change your perspective on life and reality, but it doesn't, as fucking terrible as it feels, I think it can always be worse. Always. And it's not going to define you, and you will get to the other side of it. And I'm talking from a place of dizziness and disorientation, but I am at least 50 or 60 times better than I was my first video, which might have been like December or January. I don't even know. I'm pretty sure it was after my first episode of Derealization. There's just only a few. I don't want to make this one too long, because I feel like I was straying in the last two videos. My focus is, however you're tapering, whether you're using liquid titration, whether you're cutting pills, whether you're, even if you have to cold turkey, which I really, really, really advise against. Do work your hardest. I thought I was going to have to. I thought I was going to die. I never thought I'd be able to see a doctor, and I worked really hard with the support of family and friends, and just the community and the government, I gotta say, in general. You find that support to move yourself forward and get a hold of something to taper and take your time. And I know it's not an option, but if it's not, then there's stories and people who have come out on top with it. But I just want anyone anyone who has to face this to not have to face it in the worst way possible, because benzos suck. They really do. As far as for anxiety, there's a whole bunch of that stuff going on, but I'm not going to get political. I'm tired, so it's also another reason that you see me closing my eyes and stuff like that. It's related. Distract. Stay as a community. I'm doing good. I'm at 6.5. I don't want to talk too much about the health issue that I'm going through, because I don't want it to be discouraging to y'all, and I don't want you to think that you're going to get sideswiped. You're on high alert right now. Everything could make you anxious or scare you. You think you're going to die. Will this kill me? Will that kill me? Your stomach's probably fucked up. Your skin's on fire. Or you're probably just a little dizzy. And that's it. You can't sleep. I think you're going to be fine. But that's that. For now. Stay strong. We'll get through this. Keep kicking ass. Take your time with your taper. Distract. Community. Good community. Not bad community. Not horror story community, because that's stupid shit. I have some stories I could tell about that. Funny stories. Where people told me that construction or being in a union was going to be one way and scary, or high school was going to be scary. And then it turned out to be nothing like any of those things. And I was fine. That's pretty much life, is people taking one experience, making it sound scarier or funnier or cooler than it actually was, so that you could give them a reaction. That's what most of life is. Don't give them that reaction, because it's not that scary. You will heal. The reason you don't hear about people healing is because they don't want to fucking talk about it anymore once it happens. I love you guys. Stay strong. I'm at 6.5. That's awesome. If you're down to even a milligram, great. I'm holding hopefully another week or so. We'll see if this problem resolves. I'm gonna call the doctor soon. And I love y'all. Stay positive. If there's anything I missed, please just understand that I'm trying to stay in the zone of keeping things in good spirits, because even at my worst, people smiled and laughed, and that's what kept me alive. So if you have any comments, thank you for looking out for me. But I'm doing good as far as the benzos go. Hopefully, within a few months, the stuff you'll be seeing uploaded to this channel have nothing to do with benzodiazepines, and it's all about, music and stuff. And that was me playing guitar. You didn't see the picking hand, so it looked really weird. Anyway, love y'all. Leave some comments. Let's talk. And stay strong, Benzo Warriors.